Hello guys, this is Mr. Hall with lesson 4 of biology. We're going to be talking about infectious diseases and pretty much carriers and other sorts of things that may happen, especially with the pandemic that we're facing with the whole COVID-19. It falls in line with what we're learning today. With that being said, let's get to it. And here are your vocabulary terms that we will be learning, starting with carrier, disease, infection, non-infectious diseases, and pathogens. So let's get to it with the first part. So what is a disease? So a disease is frequently in our language, everyday language, and it means it is a damaged or incorrectly functioning body part resulting from genetic disorders, nutritional deficiency, infections, poison or toxicities, or unfavorable environmental factors. With that being said, there are two types of diseases: infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. So, infectious diseases are diseases caused by pathogens, which, if you don't know what pathogens are, they are disease-producing agents, such as bacteria, viruses, protozoans, fungi, and parasites. So, for example, we have the Ebola virus and E. coli bacteria. For that being said, those are both all in line with infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases are diseases that are not caused by pathogens. They include genetic disorders, wear and tear on the body, allergies, and cancers. So, the spread of infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are caused by pathogens. In order for a disease to spread, the pathogens must have a place to live, or almost live in the case of viruses. This place has to be suitable for pathogens survival and can be a living organism or an inanimate object. The main sources for pathogens that cause diseases are other humans, soils, and contaminated water. Continuing on, for humans, the main source of spreading of human disease is the human body itself. The human body can harbor many pathogens, and people often unknowingly spread a disease to another person. Sometimes people can carry a disease without having any symptoms. This person is known as a carrier. And these spreads of disease can happen in the first stage before any symptoms appear. This includes diseases such as the flu, cold, HIV, or sexually transmitted diseases. Animals and other living organisms can carry diseases. The flu is in humans often starting in animals, such as the swine flu, before it spreads to the human population. And HIV is thought to have originated from monkeys and other sorts of things of that nature. Moving on, we'll go into the transmission of disease. And there are 4 ways that a disease can spread to humans. These include direct contact, direct contact includes touching, kissing, or sexual activities, and objects, which includes food, water, anything, toys of that nature. This is the reason why disinfecting methods, including in high temperatures, such as dishwashing. If you want to wash dishes, you have to use hot water. Even washing your hands, of course, you use hot water. Through the air, very important, it's transmitted, which includes droplets of water or dust filled in with the pathogens that are released into the new host. This happens when somebody is sneezing or coughing, which is why it's important for you to wear a mask when you're in public. Next we have, and lastly, is a vector, which includes insects and arthropods. And then a vector is an organism that carries a pathogen but is not a pathogen itself. This includes malaria, which is spread by mosquitoes, or Lyme disease, which is spread by ticks. So now we will get into the symptoms of diseases. We learned that viruses invade and attack human cells and unify by using cell genetic information. So Now with bacteria, it's mostly caused damage in the body by toxins they secrete. Toxins are poisonous substances secreted by microorganisms, and the toxins enter the bloodstream and cause serious and even deadly effects. Some toxins produce symptoms such as fever, while others interfere with protein synthesis, and then some destroy blood cells and blood vessels and interfere with the nervous system, which causes a person to have spasms. One example of these lethal toxins are those caused by tetanus bacteria. If dirt-filled in the bacteria enter a deep wound, like for example, if you're outside and you get punctured with your foot, barefoot, you might contract tetanus. And these symptoms include muscle spasm and contractions. Going on, we'll talk about the patterns of diseases. Some of these diseases are common in different parts of the world. With the mobility of world citizens today, it is easy for disease to spread to all corners of the earth. For example, the pandemic we are facing, which is the COVID-19 or coronavirus, that is spread out throughout the world, and other global patterns of globalization. So the first one is an outbreak. And this might occur when someone travels to a different part of the world and brings a disease back. Common in the United States, after it runs a course, the disease comes under control and is not seen again in the wild in a particular area. For example, this outbreak was seen in one part of the world or a couple of regions, and it spread out to different parts and was now global in the United States and even in different regions. An endemic is an ongoing disease in a particular area. The cold is an endemic disease in America, while malaria is an endemic disease in West Africa. Epidemic disease happens when many people are infected in a certain area within a short period of time. For example, right now, the COVID-19 that is going on. There are different remedies in medicine for treating diseases. Antibiotics are used to treat diseases such as bacteria. Antiviral medications are used to treat the more severe diseases caused by virus, such as HIV and AIDS. In any case, even a mild disease can cause discomfort, and major disease can lead to death. So now, with that being said, these are your questions. For starting off, we're going to go into the Word document, and we'll start with the first one. So the first one says, a damaged or incorrectly functioning body part resulting from genetic disorders, nutritional deficiencies, infections, poison and toxicities, or unfavorable environmental factors are called. These are the selections. If we go back, a disease, it explains it right here. So the answer is a disease is a damaged or incorrect functioning body part resulting from genetic disorders, continuation, and blah, blah, all that. So that's the first one. Second one, there are two types of diseases. One is caused by pathogens, and one includes genetic disorders, wear and tear to the body. So those two can be found under this one, where there are two types of diseases. Infectious diseases are caused by pathogens. So that will be the first one for part 2. And then the second one, non-infectious diseases, include genetic disorders, wear and tear on the body, allergies, and cancer. So non-infectious diseases. That's the next one. There you go. Third one is, what do we call the disease-producing agents such as bacteria, viruses, protozoans, fungi, and parasites? That could be found still under here, which are pathogens, are disease-producing agents such as bacteria, viruses, protozoans, fungi, and parasites. So that is the third one. Fourth one, an organism that carries a pathogen or disease without having any symptoms of the disease is called we go down to the next section where it talks about the spread of diseases, we find that it's a carrier, which explains people can carry disease without having any symptoms of the diseases. So this is known as a carrier. So, what are suitable places for pathogens to live before they infect a human? Select all that apply. Under the, or on top, actually, we find that places that are suitable for pathogen survivals. This includes humans, soil, and contaminated water. So we go on here, we click soil, contaminated water, and living organism. And actually, I believe if we go on, we could say yes. Okay. So next one. The following ways that disease can be transmitted to humans except. We go into the text still. There are 4 ways. This includes direct contact, an object, through the air, and a vector. So, we find that through the air, direct contact, through a vector, and through an object. So, through clean water was not an option out of the 4, so therefore that is not the correct answer. So, a disease cannot be transmitted through clean water, so please drink water. Match the term characterized below. Mostly cause damage through toxins they secrete, which are poisonous. It's when they enter the bloodstreams and cause serious and even deadly effects. This is known as a bacteria, and going on with the highlighted. So that first part of the 7 question is bacteria. I'll just write it at the end. Bacteria. Invade human cells and then use genetic information to make them cause of disease. We go on, we find that viruses invade and attack human cells and unify by using cell genetic information. So the second part to the 7th question is viruses. And again, I'll write that at the end. Viruses. Next, match the terms characterized below, an ongoing disease in a particular area. If we go to pattern of diseases, that is endemic disease in the purple highlighted. And next one is infects many people in a certain area within a shorter period of time. That's an epidemic disease. And then the last one occurs when someone travels to a different part of the world and brings it back to a disease that is not common in the United States. This includes an outbreak, which is the final one. Okay guys, and that is it for lesson 4 on this biology. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Again, just to read through it if you want to find out more about infectious diseases and the spread and how to protect yourself. Thank you.